We're already at week 10 of the NFL season, which I honestly just cannot believe. This season is going by so fast. And since we have a new week, you know what time it is. It's time for my weekly game predictions. Let's get into it. Coming off of last week's predictions, I did really good. I went 11 and 2, which last Sunday I thought a lot of my predictions were wrong, but looking back on them, I actually got most of them right. So that's cool. And that brings my overall record to 77 and 59. And that's not necessarily great, but it's definitely better than what I've been doing earlier in the season. So I'll take that record. I'll take it. But let's get started with these game picks. If you check my community tab on my channel, you would see that is where I posted my predictions for this past Thursday night football game and the Germany game that we're having. Thursday night football, I had the Panthers winning. The Germany game, I had the Buccaneers winning. And that's it. So let's move on to the later Sunday games. Starting off with the Texans versus the Giants, I'm obviously going to go with the Giants here. The Texans, well, they're bad, and the Giants, well, they're good. At least we think they're good. So yeah, I'm going with the Giants for this one. Not really much I have to say about that. Lions versus Bears, and this one's actually pretty interesting because the Lions obviously just came off a huge win last week against the Packers, and the Bears, they haven't necessarily been winning recently, but they have been playing really good, mainly Justin Fields. We've seen them compete in games against the Cowboys and the Dolphins. Justin Fields is playing out of his mind recently. So for this game, I'm going to go with the Bears here. They're playing in Chicago, so they got a little bit of home field advantage. I feel like the Bears are really hot right now, even though they aren't really winning. So yeah, I'm going to take the Bears for this one. Saints versus Steelers, the battle between two below mid teams. The Steelers are getting TJ Watt back, which is great, but I don't really expect him to do much this game, mainly because he's probably going to be limited throughout most of the game. So I don't expect him to be on the field too much to really have an impact on this game. The Steelers are coming off of a bye week, so, maybe they had some extra time to reorganize their team. I don't really know about this game. I'm just going to go with the Saints here. The Saints are obviously not good this year, but neither are the Steelers, and I at least have a little more confidence in the Saints, maybe because of their defense. I think their defense could definitely give Kenny Pickett some problems in that Steelers offense. So yeah, I'm going to just go with the Saints here and leave it at that. Jaguars versus Chiefs. As cool as the Jaguars have been this year, I don't think they're going to be able to compete in this game against the Chiefs. I really don't, so I'm obviously going to go with the Chiefs here. Broncos Titans. Now, I think that this is actually going to be a very interesting game. It's probably going to be ugly, probably going to be hard to watch, but I do still think it's going to be interesting. Because we have the Titans, who are a team with a good record, but I don't necessarily think they're good. And then we have the Broncos, who are a team with a bad record, but I honestly think they're actually pretty good. Now, does that make sense to you? Probably not, but it makes sense to me. Now, as for my prediction for this game, I'm actually going to go with the Broncos. Because the Titans are just a one-dimensional team, mainly on offense. On offense, they live and die by Derrick Henry, and they're going up against this Broncos defense who could definitely have a good chance at stopping Derrick Henry. And if they slow down Derrick Henry, the Titans offense is not going to be able to do anything. And the Broncos offense, yes, it's been horrible this season, but I do think it is getting better. They have a tough matchup going up against the Titans defense, but I do still have faith in Russell Wilson and the Broncos offense. And like I said, as long as they can neutralize Derrick Henry, the Titans offense is not going to be able to do anything else. So I am going with the Broncos in this game. Let's now move on to a game that has potential to be game of the week, game of the year possibly, and this is, of course, the Vikings versus the Bills. Now, I think that there is one huge factor that is going to determine the outcome of this game, and that is the severity of Josh Allen's injury that he is battling. I don't know what the injury is. I'm pretty sure it's something in his arm. I think it's his elbow. So, any arm injury is obviously going to affect a quarterback's play. The big thing is just how much is this going to affect Josh Allen? Because if it heavily affects him and he just doesn't look like Josh Allen out there, I think this game is going to be very hard for the Bills. But if he's perfectly fine with the injury, he still looks like regular Josh Allen, I think the Bills will have not much problems winning this game. It will obviously still be competitive, but I have a lot more confidence in the Bills if Josh Allen is playing more like himself. A prediction for this game is really hard for me, but I'm going to go with the Bills. I think that they're a more complete, more better, well-around team than the Vikings, where if Josh Allen's injury is really affecting him, I still have trust in the rest of the guys on the Bills to carry them through this game. So I'm going with the Bills here. I would not be surprised if it goes either way. Like if the Vikings won, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But me personally, I'm just going to go with the Bills. They're at home. Those fans are going to be crazy. And I just have more trust in them as an overall team. So yes, I'm going to go with the Bills. Browns, Dolphins, I think this has potential to be another very good game because it seems like every time the Dolphins play, their games are always high scoring and close. So hopefully we can get another one of those games here. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I just think they've been the better team this year. And yeah, that's all I got to say for that one. I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Colts, Raiders, oh my God, how did this game even happen? Who approved this game? This game should have been canceled. Like, this game should not be allowed to happen. Who did this? Who did this? Two teams that have literally been absolute garbage this year, but somehow the Colts managed to have a better record than the Raiders. I have no idea how. But I'm going to go with the Raiders here. I definitely think the Raiders are a better team than the Colts. They probably don't win as much as the Colts, but I definitely think that they're a more competitive team than the Colts, and the Raiders just really, really need a win. I still don't know who's starting at quarterback for the Colts. I'm pretty sure it's Sam Ellinger again. So yeah, I'm going with the Raiders here. Cowboys, Packers. I don't want to talk about the Packers. They don't deserve to be talked about. So give me the Cowboys here. Give me the Cowboys all day. I got the Cowboys winning this one. Cardinals versus Rams. I did see that Matthew Stafford is most likely not going to play this game. That's probably not going to have an effect, though. The Rams are going to be equally bad without him as they were with him. But I'm saying that, and the Cardinals have also been horrible this year. So this game, I really just don't know what to do. I don't even know who the Rams' backup quarterback is, and I just think that says enough about this game. I really don't even know what to do with this one. This is a coin toss for me, and it shouldn't be because the Rams should be miles better than the Cardinals, but they're not. They have the same record as them. All right, look, I've put my faith in the Rams too many times this year just for them to lose when I predicted them to win, so that's not what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go with the Cardinals here, and I'm going to leave it at that. Chargers versus 49ers, two teams that have been incredibly inconsistent here, but I'll say this. When the 49ers have been at their best, they've been way better than the Chargers when the Chargers were at their best. And that might just be because the Chargers have never been at their best this year. I'm going to go with the 49ers here. The Chargers are still battling so much injuries, and I just think the 49ers, they just match up way better against the Chargers than the Chargers do against the 49ers. I think their defense is going to give Herbert a lot of problems, especially since he doesn't have most of his weapons. And yeah, I'm going to go with the 49ers here. And then Monday Night Football, Eagles versus Commanders. No question about this game. I'm obviously going to be going with the Philadelphia Eagles here to improve to 9-0. So yeah, that is my Week 10 predictions. I still can't believe that we're already in Week 10. This week has potential. There's a couple games that look interesting this week. It's definitely better than last week. So yeah, that's my Week 10 predictions, and that's it. Peace.